commercial site. I don't know if you guys remember. You're probably not going to notice it because I was on the other side on the other video, but I made a video a couple months ago on the far end over there on 2 units that had I think there were like 2 20-ton units that had identical leaks from the condenser coils. We have yet to address that. The property manager doesn't want to touch that yet. We're probably gonna end up replacing the equipment, but we got a few 30 tons. We got a 30 ton there, a 30 ton here. We got this 30 ton over here, and this one over here was locked out on the tracer program. It was showing a bunch of faults for head pressure lockouts. So I was out here yesterday afternoon and we found let's see, first stage cooling has 2 condenser fans, second stage uses the 3rd fan, 3 fans total, and one of the fans on first stage was locked up. You can hear the bearing like grinding. So we're gonna go ahead, that's what I got over there. I got my brother-in-law Simeon. He's getting the 6-foot ladder because we're obviously gonna need to use a ladder to get up on this big old Voyager rooftop. We're gonna swap out the condenser fan motor to get this guy back online, and then over here see. It's a pretty big building. Not this unit straight ahead, but the next one, the last one at the end. This little guy here has a bad blower motor. Came out here the other day and it was iced up pretty bad, the coil. And the ice was actually covering the good part of the blower motor. So we're gonna go ahead and swap out, get this motor over here back online. But first we're gonna hit that condenser fan motor, because that big 30-ton rooftop holds the majority of the building, and it's already up in the 80s inside the building. They're freaking out. So we'll go ahead and get the tent popped up here. Hopefully the tent can cover the top of the rooftop to kind of shade us from the scorching sun here, and see if I can get some footage along the way. Hey Sim,
yeah.
Get up on the ladder. I'm gonna push this motor up to you.
Okay.
Let me loosen it up some more. See it? Go ahead and don't grab about the blade, grab about the hub over there. Alrighty. Inside the belly of the beast. good to go. So now we got to go on to the next one over there. Hey guys, what's up? Sorry I didn't get any footage on that the smaller rooftop unit with the blower motor. I thought my GoPro was on, but the battery died. So I need to go ahead and I need to go to like Best Buy or something, or Walmart, and buy me another GoPro battery, because I didn't have enough time to charge it before coming to this job site. So but anyways, that unit's up and running. We got the blower. I replaced the blower motor and the sheave on the motor and the belt, obviously, and it's running up to par. So I kind of wanted to go through real quickly this tracer program over here. So as you can see here on the left, you got a bunch of PIUs for all the individual zones, and at the bottom here you got, let's see here, you got your RTUs. There's about a handful of RTUs that are not on the tracer. At some point, somebody, before we picked up the contract, disabled the communication wires that go to the Voyager board that tracks it on, that links it to the tracer, so you can monitor all the data and all that. They're running regular 24-volt thermostats, but they are still a bunch of PIUs and rooftop units that are still on this thing. So that big unit we replaced the condenser fan motor was labeled RTU number 8, and it's pretty straightforward for the most part. Once you click on it, RTU 8 that is, it gives you a picture diagram of your blower, if your first stage or second stage heat is on, and if your first or second stage compressors are on. Obviously you can see these two are on. We're running full capacity right now because it's, like, I would imagine, pretty warm. Tells you your set point. SP stands for set point for your static pressure, supply air pressure. It's set for 1.5 inches of water column. Right now we're moving about 0.7 inches. I was out here a couple weeks ago and I knew we had an airflow issue because this number 1.5 is a constant. That's what you set your drive for, to try to be within range of 1.5 inches. And it was running like 0.1, 0.2 inches, which is barely any static pressure at all. So I kind of figured we had an issue going on, and long story short, it was just a wore out belt. So I swapped out the belt and systems went back online. Here's your space temperature on your return air sensor at the actual Voyager unit. We're about roughly 74 degrees. Here are your set points, your supply air temperature. So this and this will give you your temperature drop, your delta T across your coil. So we can see we're about 21 degrees on full high stage. If you click on more details, oh, I'm sorry, and this is your economizer as well, your economizer position. You click the more details, it'll go ahead and tell you if you're communicating. If you're not communicating, it'll tell you down right here, tell you what type of torque you have. In this case, we have a VAV with a variable frequency drive. The unit size, 30 tons, gas heat, and it can tell you all this other details that's going on with the system. And basically that's pretty much it for the most part. As far as the PIUs are concerned, pretty much the same thing. It gives you a diagram of the PIUs. If it's running, you'll see the little fan here operating for this PIU. You have your set points, your space temperatures and all that, and then it'll tell you similar data, but in regards to the PIU, and it'll actually tell you, like in this case, your air system source. So this PIU or zone is tied to rooftop unit number 1, so you know where it's connected to, and then the same thing, communication and so forth. So pretty simple setup. And then if you go up here to status, you go to alarm and event logs, you can see if there are any errors. In this case, let me refresh it. See, we had communication failure, and that's basically because when I shut the system down, it gives a comm failure. Everything else other than that checks out fine. You can see over here at 10:43 we had a compressor. This was the day before. This was yesterday. Compressor 2 lockout, compressor 1 lockout, and there was a couple ones I already erased from yesterday, but they were saying a high pressure switch lockout, which I kind of figured is either going to be a dirty condenser coil or one of the fans wasn't running. In this case, it was obviously the second fan for first stage was down, was locked up. So, but that's how you can get to your logs on the tracer program. So, other than that, it's pretty straightforward for the most part. So, usually I let it run. It's been running for about, probably took me about an hour and a half to replace that blower motor from start to finish. And I already had this guy online. I replaced the condenser fan motor for this rooftop first. So the space temperature was like 80, I think it was like 83 or something like that when I first came down here. It's down to 73, so we are good to go. Alrighty guys, see you on the next one.